Good morning, students. Today we are going to deal with the last unit of literary forms, that is autobiography. So, what about autobiography? Autobiography is nothing but the biography of oneself narrated by oneself. Okay, auto means self. So, the autobiographical works can take many forms. That is from the intimate writings made during life that were not necessarily intended for publication. You may include letters, diaries, journals, memoir, and reminiscence to a formal book-length autobiography. So, autobiography is again a form of literature, or we can say it is a literary art of personal revelation. We are going to talk about one's own personal, and it offers a unique window. It has a special window into the author's inner life and public achievements. So we are going to talk about one's inner life and what they achieved in their life. So this presentation is going to explore number one, the definition, then features, then how it evolved, and from its origin to modern manifestation. So how to define autobiography? So these are the keywords that you have to keep in mind always. So the first one, it is continuous narrative. There will not be any stop in between. You cannot pass in between. It is a continuous one. And autobiography is a continuous narrative of the major events, important events in the author's past. Then it distinguishes it from diaries or journals which lack continuity and are typically private. So we are going to deal about the particular person's life, what has done in the past, or what he has written in his diary, or something special about him in the journal, or something related to his achievements. So what is personal revelation? Personal revelation again is, according to Shipley, it is a literature of personal revelation offering a conscious or unconscious self-portrayal by the author. So I am going to talk about myself, that is autobiography. Okay, so an individual is going to portray his own life, emphasizing the introspection and the significance of one's life against a wider background. So do you find odd in finding the meaning for introspection? Introspection is nothing but you are examining one's own mental and emotional process. That is, we already told you. I already told you that it is something related to the personal. Or else we can say is, in psychology they say it as observation of one's mental state even when they are in the spiritual context, or it may refer to their soul. Okay, so or you can say as I just tell in the class that you are physically present but mentally absent. So I am going through your reflection towards inner world, that is introspection. So in autobiography, this particular term introspection deals with the inner life of the person. So what are the features of autobiography? As we see in the previous slide, again it is inner life reflection. And autobiography, it always reflects the author's inner life as well as public achievements, what he had done for the public, and he sets the context of their time and place. So when we think about Elizabethan age, what comes to our mind? Shakespeare. So during that period, this person had made a remarkable achievement. So that is the context of their time and place. So secondly, it is artistic presentation. Again, autobiography is one of the literary forms. It is an art. So details are presented in the artistic manner. So just like an essay, you cannot write this. You need some artistic mannerisms to be included. Remaining truthful, it should be truth. There should not be any false statements, and making the narrative engaging and insightful. The thing is, it should not be boring. You might make the reader engaging, and as well as it must teach something insightful. What is first-hand experience? As Longfellow noted, the autobiography is a product of first-hand experience, distinguishing it from biography's second-hand knowledge. So biography is what? when somebody is writing about someone else. For example, I am going to write about you. That is second hand knowledge. Whereas here it is first hand experience. I am going to write about my own life, my own history. That's why it is called as first hand experience, and biography is a second hand knowledge. So I'm going to write about myself and then I call it as autobiography, whereas you are going to write about me and you call it as biography. And that is a second hand knowledge, whereas what I am experiencing is a first hand experience. The aim of autobiography. So first thing, you must maintain truth, self-truth. I must reveal only the truth that happened in my life, revealing the truth about oneself. Secondly, beliefs and achievements. So what are the beliefs that I had in my personal life? I believe in God. I follow some principles. So that is moral, spiritual, religious beliefs and material achievements. What are the achievements that happened in my life? So personal outlook, revealing one's perspective on life and experiences. So what do I experience in my life? How do I handle this situation? Or what happens, what is my view or my perspective on this particular topic? That is what personal outlook is. So it completely relies upon my own behavior and aspect. So fourth, commentary, insights on crucial incidents and personages. Something happens, for example, an accident or some important incident in my life, and what it teaches me and how it should be insightful to the society. That is commentary. So the autobiographer should strive for objectivity when dealing with contemporary events and personalities, balancing personal perspective with fair representation. So I will be having a perspective and I should rely on that particular perspective in telling you, and you should have a fair representation towards it. And I told you already about subjectivity and objectivity while dealing biography. So can you remember that subjectivity is nothing but it is based on the personal feelings or opinions, while objectivity is based on facts and evidence. So here I have to give you some facts. I have to make you believe whatever I'm saying is going to be truth. It involves unbiased and as well as balanced observations. There is no partiality over here. And suppose I say that movie is too long in my opinion. That is subjective because it is my own personal opinion. Whereas I say that movie is 180 minutes long. That is objective. So when I say that movie is 180 minutes, so we normally know that a movie is about 3 hours. So that is objective. You have some strong evidence and truth for it. So the next one, origin and growth of autobiography. So in the 4th century, Saint Augustine's Confession emerges as the earliest example of autobiography. So the first and foremost example is in the 4th century, Saint Augustine's Confessions. Secondly, 16th century, we come across autobiography as a form which gains popularity. Then in the 17th century, John Bunyan's Grace Abounding to the Chief of Sinners in 1666 marks an early modern example. So again, here is an example for you in the 17th century. Then in the 18th century, we get Jean-Jacques Rousseau's Confessions, which becomes an influential model for future autobiographers. So with the help of this Rousseau's Confession, it sets as an example, it sets as an outstanding performance as a model for the future autobiographers to follow up. So who are the notable autobiographers in this field? First one, it is David Hume. He is a Scottish Enlightenment philosopher known for his empiricism and skepticism. So this David Hume is nothing but it is based on experiments and practical experience, but not on ideas. So they are going to do certain experience and based on that they come to a resolution, or else we say it the based on the observation or experience. It relies completely on the experience of a person. So this empirical, that is, we can say it as objective or factual. In psychology, they say it as it is based on observation or investigation or experimentation, or rather than on abstract reasoning. You need not give any theoretical analysis for empirical ideas. That is called empiricism. Whereas skepticism, it is totally different. This David Hume explains, is well versed in this empiricism and skepticism. Skepticism is a general feeling of doubt about something, or we say it is a feeling that you are not likely to believe something. For example, I say, uh, I always have a questioning attitude or doubt about the truth of something. When you say talk about science, if I keep on asking questions to you, is it truth? How come you say that the earth revolves around the sun? So these things are called as skepticism. Many experts, they remain skeptical about their claims. For example, how do you achieve success? Or else we say a person who does not believe something is true unless they see an evidence. Whatever you have to prove it to me, you have to show me the truth. That is skepticism. So the Scottish Enlightenment philosopher is known for this empiricism and as well as skepticism. So coming to Edward Gibbon, he is an English historian and author of the history of the decline and fall of Roman Empire. So thirdly, it is Benjamin Franklin. He is an American polymath, one of the founding fathers of the United States and a prolific writer. So these three people, they are the notable autobiographers. So what are the elements involved in writing autobiographies during the 19th century? A well-known person is Charles Dickens, especially a famous work, David Copperfield, contains thinly disguised autobiographical elements drawing from Dickens' own experience. So this David Copperfield is a David Copperfield is an autobiographical novel that includes many elements of Charles Dickens' lives. He speaks, and what are the elements involved in this is first person narration. Dickens narrates a story in the first person, whereas David Copperfield is based on Dickens himself. David's struggles, achievements, and sufferings are similar to Dickens' own. So Dickens' experiences as a child, such as not liking to play with boys of his own age, are reflected in the novel. So here everything is based on Charles Dickens' identity and his own narration, what he experienced in his childhood, and how he uh, had relationship with others, and about his own history. So these are the things involved in Charles Dickens' David Copperfield, one of the prime novel of Dickens. So coming to George Eliot, again this is one of Mill on the Floss. It incorporates certain autobiographical aspects from Eliot's life and childhood. On the Flaws by George Eliot as well as contains several autobiographical elements drawing heavily on her own childhood relationship with her older brother Isaac, and how the sibling relationship was, and it was set in the rural area near a river. So Eliot's own childhood environment in Warwickshire, England is resembled here. So the intellectual curiosity of the characters and the father figure is also portrayed in this particular autobiography, The Mill on the Floss. So coming to William Wordsworth, The Prelude, it is an poetic autobiography chronicling the growth of the poet's mind. So how this poet's mind has diverged. Records in its way the death of the poet's mother when Wordsworth himself is almost 8, and that is father when he is 13. So how this poem becomes autobiographical is, again Wordsworth was telling what has happened in the past in his own life. It focuses on the poet's own personal experience and emotion rather than abstract themes and personal ideas. This is how come the prelude becomes an autobiographical poem. So autobiography in the 20th century, It saw a surge in powerful autobiographies, including Up From Slavery by Booker T. Washington, then the autobiography of Malcolm X, and Long Walk to Freedom by Nelson Mandela, each offering unique perspectives on personal struggles and societal changes. So, all these autobiographies are having a unique perspective, a different opinion on different personals, different personas, struggles, and their uh, achievements made some changes in the society. So coming to the challenges faced by the autobiographers. So what are the difficulties that they face when writing the autobiographies? Memory reliability. They must forget whatever has happened. They might navigate the unreliability of memory, especially when recounting early life events. See, recollecting the past memories is difficult, right? So that may be called as memory reliability. Then involving others. You have to recount the episodes involved in other people can lead to potential embarrassment or ill will. When you go and ask with your friends about the episodes, for example, when you look after your school life, when you encounter your friends may come up with a different story, whereas you may come up with a different story when you sought to involve others. Selective focus. The challenge of omitting mundane details while focusing on the exceptional and extraordinary aspects of one's life. Mundane is ordinary, which is not at all interesting. You daily get up, take breakfast, then go to your work, then take lunch. So this is a regular routine, right? When you write such things in the autobiography, that is least interesting. So don't come up with the mundane details. You have to omit that, but you have to focus on the exceptional, extraordinary achievements or what is special about the particular day. That should be brought out in the selective focus. So balancing art and truth. You must go hand in hand with art, that is kalai, and truth, unmai. You have to go hand in hand with art and truth. You have to maintain the artistic nature of autobiography while staying true to the factual events. You have to be very much particular about the events that occurred in your life. So what is the difference between biography and autobiography? Here is going to be a comparison. So biography, as I told you, it is an objective approach with factual accuracy, whereas this is subjective approach with personal details. Whereas it provides an external view of the subject life. You are standing outside your life. Somebody is standing outside your life and viewing you as an external object and telling about your life, your background, and what happened in your life. Whereas here it is not the same. It offers insight into the author's motives, emotions, hopes, fears, doubts, and joys. What you experience, your happiness, your own emotions are brought out by your own. The self-revelation is portrayed here. For example, biography, you can take D.D. Tendulkar's Mahatma about M.K. Gandhi, whereas here Gandhi's the story of my experiments with truth. So that is an autobiography, whereas here it is an biography. Here is the distinction between biography and autobiography. So moving on to the next slide, we come to know about the artistic nature of autobiography. So you have to choose the event, that is called selection of events. You have to choose a significant moment, that is important, remarkable moment that shaped your life. So this is the turning point in life. That event should be focused. Secondly, the narrative crafting, the words you choose, the vocabulary you come across, that should be weaved like a cloth into a compelling story. So you should have a story like compilation, but still it should be truth and it should be appropriate and it should not be boring. And the third one, it is self-reflection. You are going to provide your own personal life. So provide the insight and personal growth. How come you achieved? How come you come to this place? Then cultural context. Placing personal story within broader societal framework. How come this individual's life becomes an example for the society? That should be given primary importance. So the artistry in autobiography lies in transforming your personal experience into a narrative form which brings out the mind of the reader in balancing the factual accuracy with storytelling technique as well. So here comes the artistic part of the uh, autobiography. So the impact of autobiography on literature and society. What is how far it influenced literature, and what are the cultural understanding that you had in particularly reading with the autobiography. Then the personal growth of the author. Autobiographies have inspired fictional works and it influenced the literary styles as well. They have some inspiration towards the fictional works. When you read novel, it is a lengthy one, right? So the autobiographies or the similar ones, which is having a fictional structure, and it should have some personal influence on literature as well. So the what about the cultural understanding? They must provide insight into different cultures, and you have to brought out the historical periods in what are the ages that you lived and how far that particular age influenced your life, and social movements. For example, Quit India movement. We had so many movements, right? Dr. Ambedkar has participated in Dalit Panther movement. So in that particular age, what was the moment or social influence so special about it, and what was your participation in it? That brings out the cultural understanding. Then the personal growth. Readers often find inspiration. Readers think that you are the role model for them, and you being the guidance by reading your life story, that will motivate them to be a honest person, or the brings the behavioral changes in the particular uh, reader's life. The future of autobiography. So where we are moving, so where is the place for autobiography in the future? We have digitalized everything. So the digital format, the rise of blogs, vlogs, and social media like Facebook platforms is changing how personal stories are shared and consumed. So when we open the Facebook, the first line shows you can write something about it. What do you feel about the particular day? So here you can make your personal stories. Then multimedia integration. The future autobiographers can make it very easy in incorporating their audios or videos, and they can make some interactive sessions with the readers, whereas this is not possible in the ancient days, to enhance your storytelling experience. So this becomes an evidential concept now. You can straight away record the important moments of your life so that in future it would become an evidence. So how come this digitalization plays a vital role in everybody's life? So moreover to that comes another thing, that is AI, artificial intelligence, and autobiography. Emerging technologies may assist in organizing and presenting life stories in new and innovative ways. So when you bring out all the sequence of life events to AI, it would organize in a very formal structure so that it makes it easy. Your work is made easy with the help of AI tool. So what is the value? Where is autobiography, and what is the enduring value of autobiography? So you bring out a historical record. Autobiographies always provide first-hand accounts of historical events and periods. Right from your birth to death, you have to bring out all the happenings in your life. How come your historical events are brought out? Secondly, psychological insight. They offer deep insight into human psychology and personal growth. So how come this author feel about that particular situation? So how come he overcomes this problem? So all the personal insight of a person and how the changes in the society is made impactful, and how this person's achievements bring about the changes in the society. So the society and the person has a mutual understanding between them. The third one is cultural legacy. This autobiographies, they preserve the cultural experiences and traditions for future generations. So what are the mainstreams? What are the cultural principles, religious principles they had in their life? What are the spiritual beliefs they have, everything is brought out and they help in maintaining the culture forever. So finally, it is inspirational power. Personal stories can motivate and inspire readers to overcome their own challenges. So you're going to become the role model of your reader. And how come? You can change the person's mind or psychological insight and bring the motivation, or you become the inspiration of that particular reader's life. So to conclude, we would say this is the final impact of self-revelation. You yourself going to analyze your psychological perspective, historical view, and even how come your interpretation is being brought out into the society. So autobiography remains a powerful form of self-expression and historical documentation. As we have explored its definition, features, challenges, evolution. So far, we have gone through all such things. Still, the art of sharing one's life story continues to captivate and inform the readers across generations. So not only your family is going to view upon you, but the entire generation is going to read about who you are when it is documented. Whether through traditional books or new digital formats, autobiographies will continue to offer unique insights into the human experience, bridging the personal narratives with broader historical and cultural context. So, with the help of this autobiography, we can learn a particular person's experience and his perspective on life, his personal narrative, how he come with a positive impact of his own behavior and the historical insight, and later on the cultural influence upon the particular person, the religious belief of the person, the spiritual belief of the person, and overall how come this person is brought out into the society as a role model. So this is how autobiographies become successful. All right, now you have to make a distinct study. You have to distinguish between what is autobiography and what is biography, so that you may easily discover the variations and how come it becomes successful as well. So you have to write the definition for each, sort an example for each biography and autobiography, then bring out the nuances in biography and autobiography, and what are the advantages and disadvantages, so that you can answer a 10-mark question when it comes to you in the semester examination. Thank you.